Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringling. Namaste, friends. This week on Bringle Talks, I'm going to bring you a story that will shake your excuses and awaken your dreams. And I'm going to, invite her for all the days, all the 7 themes for this entire week. And you will be listening to different parts of her journey during this week out there. Last week you have heard about what we are talking about, what we are working on with this respect of billion-dollar dream in the different days of the week. Now let me come back to the eminent guest today, which is who is very, very close to my heart. But let me tell you a story before that. At the age of 6, Sharmila Divatia was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. A bubbly girl just found herself on a hospital bed 10 days later. With half of her body paralyzed, lost her eyesight, but instead of being defeated, she fought back. She built a 30-year career in IT, cared for her parents, and today she's working with Rotary, Gujarat Government, and even the military to build Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao centers that will transform thousands of lives. This is not just an interview today. It's a proof that barriers don't stop you. Excuses does. So dare to dream big or die wondering what could have been your billion-dollar dream. Join us live at 4 p.m. every day on Bringle Talks YouTube channel with the different themes every day out there. Together, let's awaken the golden bird hidden inside each of you. Jagao, jagao, har ghar sone ki chidiya ko jagao. So, Sharmila, with this, I would want to understand from you. You've been with me since 2017. Through every high and low, how would you describe this journey together?
Well, first off, thank you for this perfectly timed interview, or I would say a talk. And it's been a pleasure to be here and with you for these past 8 years. Yes, we have seen a lot of highs and lows, especially so in our early years, 2017 to post-COVID. It has been a very tough time.
True.
But I guess for the last 2 years, we have been stable and growing, and our presence has been felt across the globe. Today, if I look back, a very, very good story and a very well planned and very exquisitely executed fund that we have raised in our DYU Billion Fund, which is a lot to be done in 2 years' time. Thank you for this particular moment.
This is all the
I really wish to have a mentor who would do this in front of me, and I have got. That's all I have to say.
I think, Shamila, the feelings are mutual. I think if you would not have been there, probably this journey would have been so different and probably been left alone. And thank you for your trust so far. But this is what is all about you, Sharmila. And I think your journey itself is a message to the world. Being at the age of 6, when you had the cerebral palsy, which left your half of your body paralyzed, life could have stopped there. But instead, you became stronger, more determined, and that resilience is what inspires me and everyone who knows you actually. So, what did those early struggles teach you about life and resilience?
one just one thing, that the world is not going to be kind. It never is. So pick up the stones and build your palace. There is no other way. Uh,
Wonderful.
you have no other option, Anshab. Uh, all of us have difficulties in our lives. Not just me. I see difficulty with my uh, friends, with my relatives, with everyone around, including you. And all of us have picked up our own pieces and built upon them. Well, that is the only thing that you can do. I know I fell off the hospital bed and I realized I can't walk, let alone see or talk. That was the first thought that I got. I have to walk. I don't know. That's it.
Wonderful message, Sharmila. You have to, life throws stones at you. You use those stones to build a castle. I think that's
Yeah.
the message which I take it from here. And I think, I would really want to appreciate your parents who have worked tirelessly to help you grow. How did their hard work shape the person you are today? And despite multiple challenges, you have built a 30 years corporate career in IT. So, what lessons from that world are you now applying in your social impact mission?
Well, parents, family, friends. Friends throughout my school and college, throughout my career in
Mhm.
IT. I have a very large base of people who stand by me, including you. So I don't have any fear of failure because I was taught that failure is one step up to success. It has never been a problem for me. I didn't go into depression just because I was tagged disabled at the age of 6. For that, I thank my parents. They have taught me that they are right behind me, but I have to do everything. They're there to support me. But boss, if I have to lift my weight, I have to do it. No one is going to help me do that. If I have to
True,
think for myself, it's my brain, not somebody else's thoughts.
true.
So that has been my mainstay, my career. I'm fortunate to have very good bosses. Yeah, some exceptions here or there, but uh, most of the time, my bosses and my HR were in tandem and in sync with my thoughts, in sync with my ambitions. And I think I have done the best that I could do in prevailing situations. Uh, I would say I have faced career issues like everyone else. Bad boss, uh, giving me the boot or the threat of a boot, but it has never bothered me. I am confident in my own skills, in my own work, and it has stood the test of time. I think most of it has been a part of my journey as a learner. Once I
Wonderfully answered about the parents.
Yeah.
I think one more thing I would want to understand how the corporate world has changed your life and, learnings. What are those learnings you are applying in your social impact mission now?
Okay. I uh, I worked as a corporate uh, in a part of the corporate entity, a small cog in the wheel at times, but I never left my thought of social impact behind. For the past 25 years,
Oh,
I have been working with Government of India and the state governments across the country to help people with disability as a part of the National Trust for 6 years from 2005 to 2011. Then, as a part of a organization called National Olympics of India, which conducts uh, abilities Olympics from the grassroots to the national level. And I had been a part of it for 16 years. I was a board member there, governing body. And once I left my corporate career and came back home, I had to give up a lot of things in doing work with National Olympics Association. But that still doesn't matter. I work with a lot of my uh, government entities, and that has been a part of my job profile. I teach uh, in different universities on disability and media, how media can be a part of the uh, exclusive, not as an exclusive entity, but as a part of the whole. Uh, ac- an accessible media component that can work with blind, with the deaf, with uh, a lot of the developmental uh, challenges that people face, along with the so-called normal people.
wonderful.
I,
And I
I,
think,
I, I work with a lot of things even today, and my bosses have always held that this should be a part of your job profile.
so I think what I can see is that you've been literally balancing your responsibilities, be it the work side or the family side, along with the purpose, along with the social impact which you have been trying to do for the last so many years now. Uh, that really, really moves me, deeply, and if impacts, and that is where I see the kind of efforts coming in from your side, even after having so many challenges. And I also see that you care for your aging parents with so much of love while still dedicating your life to this mission. How do you manage caring for the family and building the legacy? I know you haven't, got married, and of course there is some specific reason for the same. So we would like to understand that as well. And your brothers are settled now, doing well. How do they view your role in shaping this social impact movement?
Uh, when it comes to parents, there's one line in Hindi कि माँ बाप का कोई विकल्प नहीं है. There is no alternative to parents. I mean, you have them or you don't, but there is no alternative to parents, especially the mother. माँ और मातृभूमि दोनों का कोई विकल्प नहीं है, तो मैं दोनों के लिए काम करती हूँ। मातृभूमि के लिए शायद सबसे पहले, क्योंकि I think I was saved by doctors who work in the civil hospital day and night for me. I was given the best of care, and from my parents, my mother, I mean, both my brothers. One is way younger, but the other one is just a year younger to me, and he has been my constant companion. So I guess it's a matter of trust and faith. If I ask that that you guys do this for me, at some point in time they laugh at me. Look at her asking for things that she can do better.
Wow.
So it is something like that. And then I am independent financially as well as physically. Mentally, of course. I guess uh, I am not bound in a box. So,
Okay. So we will talk about your other personal aspects in our next talks. For this today, after 3 decades in IT, you could have chosen comfort. Instead, you chose, this mission. So mission zero, Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao, chose Rotary, you chose impact, you chose to lead change. That's really, really remarkable. What inspired you to transition from this corporate IT to a purely into social impact, or in this kind of a world of Rotary and Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao?
from the very beginning of my career, I had this goal to wrap up my corporate career by the age of 50. I overshot it by 2 years. I wrapped it in uh, at the age of 52. But yeah, the financial freedom that I have today is helping me to help people. But that had been the major goal of my life. And I guess I have achieved that purpose that I was saved for. And
Hmm.
I could have died at the age of 6. And I think I did see the light at one point in time, and I fought back to go back to Earth. And uh, that's how I see it. That I am here to help people rise above their circumstance.
Mhm.
So, when 25 years on this particular work, social impact, that journey has also been a very, very well documented one from my perspective. From the age of, I think, 34, 35, I have been in the disability field. And then I left my corporate career. I looked at working full time into this. So there came Vardhan, Sone and then of course Rotary. Rotary has been a part of my life probably since my undergraduate years, because I was a road tractor for my
Oh,
undergrad years. So
that is something news to me as well, to be frank.
yeah, so 3 years on, And no one needed to sell Rotary to me because I knew what it was. And when I was
Love it.
getting into it, I knew how much effort and time I would be giving it to that.
But Sharmila, I think from a Rotractor to become a Rotarian and then eventually a president and now working with the district, you're also now not just stopping there. You're actually now collaborating with Gujarat Chamber of Commerce, Gujarat Government, military, even the local universities, Rotary groups to open multiple Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao or SKCKJ centers. How do you see these centers transforming lives, and what's your vision for Gujarat's role, or in this entire India's mission zero or awakening the golden bird initiative?
Okay. I'm a part of uh, the Rotary Foundation cadre, which is
Mhm.
a elite group of people who sit and audit large international projects.
Okay.
And I'm a part of the entire setup at Asia Pacific. But it has not limited me to Asia Pacific. Today, I work with the entire globe, people from different rags. Rags meaning Rotary Action Groups for different
Okay.
focus areas, uh, where we sit together and look at different projects and how they can be replicated in different countries, different areas. And believe me, except for uh, Australia and New Zealand, I think I and the poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, I think I covered the entire globe today. So, a lot of exposure. In fact, I am putting up the social venture fund to the entire community tomorrow at 10:30. So that will be working as a model, and we look at putting more efforts into building a fund across the globe rather than just India. So
Oh,
the social venture fund that we look at in Sone is Chidiya.
wonderful. Sharmila, I think we will talk about this social venture fund and another things in the next upcoming talks. Let's keep
Sure,
the surprise factor for the
sure.
audience for
I,
the rest of the week. Uh,
let this be a teaser. Then I'll be talking
so
on that tomorrow with the Rotary cadre, and let's hope that it goes across the globe.
perfect,
That's all.
perfect, wonderful. Looking forward for the same. And one more thing, what I would, I think, Sharmila, your life has literally shows that barriers are illusions when purpose is strong. And I think when you mentioned about that you saw a light at the age of 6 when you were having that, half paralytic body. And at 60, when you're working in some of the, brilliant or with the brilliant organizations working towards not just locally, but globally. And, they seeing the world beyond the lens of personal perspective. So before we wrap up for today, I want you to share a message for those listening today. What message would you give it to those who feel limited by their circumstances? Why do you believe that every Indian and NRI should be part of the Bringle Dream Wave? Finally, what does dare to dream big or die wondering what could have been your $1 billion dream mean to you personally?
Okay, my message. Uh, I Ansshav, you know that I carry a hammer. I break patterns to get things done.
True.
And it hasn't mattered to me uh, whether those patterns are nice and beautiful.
Hmm.
But at the end, when I put them together, they work to help people. So the only thing that I look at is how do people rise above their station. And beyond that, I think a billion-dollar dream to me would mean a billion people being
Absolutely.
helped.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Sharmila. Beautiful. And I think that is why, the billion-dollar dream is not just about becoming a millionaire or a billionaire. It's more about transforming 1 billion lives, 1
Absolutely.
million businesses,
Absolutely.
and 100 unicorns probably, for the India. And with this investment of $1 billion into the startups and the skill development ecosystem, along with health and environment, supporting the larger mission zero, which talks about mission zero unemployment and mission net zero. uh, and that's a beautiful thing you have said. So why do you believe that every Indian and NRI should be part of this Bringle dream wave? Because they are happy within their own lives. Why they should be part of this, and what is their benefit to be part of this?
The kind of growth that I have experienced by stepping out of my comfort zone.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't have a comfort zone.
Oh,
I I I don't think so. The moment I am like satisfied with one thing, I search for something challenging all over again, and it keeps me going. And I don't sit still for the moss to go on the stone. You have to go forward every day, every time that you step out. Otherwise, you stagnate. And that stagnation is what brings you misery. At the end of the day, you are not happy, you are not looking at what has been good in the day. Step out. Step out of your comfort zone, out of your entire um, circle of influence. Uh, how much can you push forward to influence people? That is the only thing that you can do. Help
so what
people,
is
help people with your resources. This, this is your only resource that you have.
But
But
why do you think that every Indian NRI should be part of this Bringle Dream Wave and
because
helping this awakening evolve?
every one of us are looking at growth, money apart. Your financial growth is one thing, but that is not the only thing.
Beautiful.
Your growth as a person, as a individual, that matters. Within your family, within your friend circle, within the society, how are you going to impact? But I guess not everyone thinks like that. But the majority of people would want to grow. Some of us are lazy, no doubt. But even those people want financial growth. So you look at investments in in a place where your community your own individual self and your family can grow. So that's
Wonderful, Sharmila.
the
I think
only place that I see is the $1 billion dream. Because I know I
great.
have grown, I don't know how many folds. How many
Wonderful.
folds.
I think, Sharmila, you have brought up a very, very important point and clarified about billion-dollar dream. It's not about just making money. It's about doing beyond it. What can we give it back to the society? How can we give it back to the society in a larger way? What is the purpose of life? What is the true things you are going to take it away when you are away from, when you're gone from this world? And probably, or you leave it for this world beyond money, because that is where the legacy comes in. So we'll talk about more about this in the next Bringle talk. So watch it that tomorrow, definitely at 4 o'clock. We will be talking about men of legacy. Men of legacy, and here the views of Sharmila, who will be talking about why men are so important in the lives of the women, even after being so self-dependent, and what is that men are supposed to build, their legacies out there, and how they can contribute towards this billion-dollar dream and get benefited. So Sharmila, your trust, your presence, your unshakable support have made me just stronger every single day in the last 7 years, and even today I can feel your strength within me. You are a proof that resilience and purpose creates magic. Thank you for my co founder, my strength, and for building this legacy with me. Together, we will continue to awaken the golden bird within every home, every heart, and every dream. So, with this, I would like to take a sign off for everyone. I would want each of you to subscribe the YouTube channel Bringle Talks and watch the everyday live session at 4 p.m. for IST, for knowing more about different stories out there. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about Sharmila's aspects or viewpoints towards men of legacy at 4 p.m. So do sign up for the same as well. With this, I would say keep bringing, keep growing. जगाओ जगाओ, हर घर तिरंगे के साथ, हर घर सोने की चिड़िया को जगाओ.
Jagao.
Awakening the golden bird hidden inside each of you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.